Hello, pretty people. All the pretty people say hi, Jerusha. Let me know you're in the building. Hello, pretty people. All the pretty people say hi, Jerusha. Let me know you're in the building. Hello, gorgeous. It's Wednesday, and what do we do every Wednesday night? A live Q&A every Wednesday night. If you are part of my business tip, motivation, and inspiration group, you have access in the community where you can ask a business question every Wednesday night, and I will answer that question privately or I will teach on that subject. And so tonight we're teaching on how to close with confidence because there are so many people who've expressed interest in your product, your service, your opportunity, but you don't know how to close that person. You don't know how to move the needle forward. You're afraid to actually ask for the sale. So tonight I'm going to do my best to share with you what has worked. If you're following me and you know already my background, great. If you are a newbie, put newbie in the chat. Say, I'm a newbie, Jerusha. You're just now hearing the sound of my voice. You are a newbie to me. I love my newbies. So if you are a newbie, say, hey, Jerusha. Hey, Jerusha. Yes, if you have a business, we celebrate our business owners because that's what we do. Pretty People Incorporated is my business. And what that means is we crown our kings and queens over here. We celebrate, collaborate, we connect so we can make that money, honey. And so that's what pretty is all about, being pretty on the inside. There's no scarcity mentality. Girl, I want to see you win. Let me see you do it. And so there's so much room at the top. It's the bottom that's overcrowded. So hashtag to all the pretty people. And so thank you so much for the love. Please do me a favor. Please schedule this every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. As long as you guys show up, especially in my community, I'm going to share with you what I know for sure. And so if you're on TT, I am streaming from a TT link. So if you're on TT, you got to double tap that screen. We got to share the broadcast. And of course, we have some goals we got to meet on TT. So double tap the screen. If you are joining me on TT, yes, ma'am, you can get your daily heart meet. You want to make sure you get your daily heart meet if you're on TT. Now, do me a favor. I love all the pretty people. Do me a favor. Do me a favor, okay? Make sure you share the broadcast. If you don't do anything else, make sure you share the broadcast because sharing is caring. When I share, you share. That's how we change the world. Knowledge is the new rich. Arm yourselves with it. So we want to educate as many people as possible. And so one of the things that I do immediately, I tell my clients and all of you that I am streaming in multiple places because I am a professional time thief. I can't go live on TT, then do a live for an hour, then go live on FB for an hour, then go live on IG for an hour. We're going to do it all at one time. Now, there is a cost associated with that. But in my personal and professional opinion, it's worth it. It's worth it because can you imagine doing one live and you're able to be on all the platforms? So if you want my referral link, which I highly suggest you get mine, if you want my referral link and how you can do this, you can do this as well. It's not, too tech savvy. I am not the person that is considered knowledgeable at all about technology. So if I can figure it out and I can do it every time, trust me, you can do it. You can do it. So don't let that stop you from actually streaming on multiple platforms because you're afraid of technology. Because really, to be honest, we're all still growing. We're all still learning, and it's fine. It's okay. It's going to be okay. And I've learned to accept all my mistakes and be like, you know what? It's going to be all right. And so we're going to just have fun in the process. So do me a favor, tag your business bestie right now. I don't want to be the best kept secrets. And so this class is going to blow your mind. So I am in my business tip, motivation, and inspiration community. If you are part of my community, hashtag pretty people, so I can see your beautiful faces. Now, the one thing that's always interesting to me on TT, because I'm using their stream key as well, they have it where it's more like a gaming, and I don't game. So I don't know if that matters or not, but I notice the numbers always change when people think it's gaming or battling. And that's just on TT. But if you're in my community, put in the chat, I have a business, Jerusha, so I can give you a personal shout out. I want to give you a personal shout out. I don't want to leave anybody behind. So yes, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, put in the chat, okay, if you have a business, so we can give you a shout out, baby. You deserve it. You deserve it. You're working a full-time job. You started a business. You're doing all the things to be successful and secure the bag for your family. You need a celebration. Whoop, whoop. So yes, I'm celebrating you. If nobody has told you, you got this, girl, you can do this. Keep going, get inspired. And so tonight you're going to get educated. So I teach this all the time in with my clients. You want to make sure if you're on social media, you know the 4 elements of social media, the 4 E's. Write that down. We call it the 4 E's. You want to entertain the people, educate the people, empower the people, and engage with the people. If you're on my YouTube, YT, please subscribe to my YT. If you're on IG, say, hey, Jerusha. If you're on IG, say, hey, Jerusha. If you're on the book face, yes, you're on the book face. All you got to do is support with the stars. If you get excited or motivated, if you want to share the broadcast, support with the stars. If you are on FB, I appreciate the love. But tonight we're going to have so much fun. All right. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a new way that you could actually use FB. So many different tools are coming up. Hey, gorgeous on TT, double tap that screen. Say hi, Jerusha. If you're on TT, say hi, Jerusha. Good to see you. I want to celebrate you. So if you have a business, it's Wednesday night. And what we do on Wednesday night, we answer your questions on Wednesday night. And I want to make sure I am available. So the first question is, how do I close more deals? The first question from my community is, how do I close more deals? And so I'm going to share with you my screen, because you know what? I said, let me put this together, because a lot of people don't understand the art of closing with confidence. And that's what we're going to learn tonight, is how to close your deals. Because once you learn how to close, baby, you can never go back. I told my son this today. Once your mind has been expanded, it can never go back to smaller dimensions. So once you understand the psychology of people and how you can close more deals and make more sales every day, baby, you're going to be making that legacy money. And so I want that for you. And so we want to start off with sharing how that's possible. Anybody can learn a skill. So if I could teach you, could you learn? Yes or yes, you can. All right. So we all can learn. And that's where it starts, if you wanting to do it. Most people aren't willing to learn a different skill. You got to be willing to be stretched. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to sound crazy, look crazy, but still show up. So if that's you, you're my people. You're my people if that's you. If you're like, no, Jerusha, I could never, then you might not be my people. All right, can you see this, or is this too small? Can somebody tell me? Oh, I made it too big. Hold on. If you can see this, I wanted to make it a little bit bigger. Hold on, let's see. Can I make it bigger? Can you see it? It looks kind of small to me. Hold on, let me see. Okay. It's looking better. It's looking better. Yes. Woo, woo. Go Jerusha. That's looking better. All right. Now, in me doing that, okay, yeah, I got it now. I just wanted to make sure that I could do it. Now I'm using a different tool to do this. I am using a different tool to show this presentation, as well as a TT Stream Key. I'm also on FB, IG, YT, all at the same time. So anybody can do this. Trust me. If I can maneuver, baby, and I'm not tech savvy, you can too. So let's get into it. First things first. We're going to learn how you're going to close the sale every single day. It's possible for you to do it. I just don't want to be the best kept secret. Most people don't realize how easy it is to close when you understand people. Okay. Most of the time you don't understand who you're talking to. And so we want to learn, who am I talking to? So I first write this down. I suggest you take a personality quiz. Now, the reason why I'm going to suggest you take that personality quiz is because you got to understand who you're talking to. And so we have DISC, write that down. Now, some people do the colors. I usually do the DISC. Once you understand if you're talking to a dominant personality, or you're talking to a person who gets excited about the glitz and the glamour, more of an I personality, or if you're talking to someone who's family oriented, they don't do anything without considering their family. Or if you're talking to someone that's truly detailed, they're going to read all. When I say all, they're going to read all the instructions. They're going to read the back of the agreement. They're going to read the fine print. You have people like that. I am not that person. Hallelujah. But I have those people around me, because we need those people in our lives, right? I need somebody who's going to read the fine print, and then you come tell me, give me the summary. I just need the summary. And so we have different personalities. And once you learn that, you're going to close more deals. So my first suggestion would be go right now, not right now, after this live, don't do it that right now. After this live, you're going to go take a personality quiz. Okay. You're going to go take a personality quiz and you're going to figure out what's your personal personality. Like, are you a D, a I, a S, or a C? That's important. And then once you understand all of them, when you are closing the deal, you'll know who you're talking to, which would make it so much easier for you to get to the bag. And so if you are talking to a dominant personality, you want to just get straight to the money, get straight to the facts. If you're talking to an I personality, you want to share with them you purchased a big home, or you are able to buy your dream car, or you travel the world every single year. They love that part of it, right? They'll work for things and experiences. If you're talking to a C personality, they want to know, is it a pension plan? Is there a 401k? What is the return on this? If you're talking to an S personality, they want to know, okay, because they're loyal. They want to know, okay, how is this going to play out 5 years from now? What does that look like? What are the changes? And so it's your job to take this test, and it's free. You can take it for free on social media. On Google. Just Google it, personality quiz, take it for free. And now we're going to get that party started. So how to ask a prospect to move forward is basics. And so first of all, use your voice to project power. And so I have to stand up. It gives me power when I'm walking and talking. So you want to make sure your voice is projecting power and belief, and you understand what you're talking about. Because haven't you spoken to someone and they're like, I really don't know. They don't know anything. Now, you don't have to know everything, but you do need to be confident in the product. You do need to know what the product is going to do, or the service, or whatever it is. You don't have to know the fine print to start selling it, but you do have to believe in it. Now, if you follow me, I work out during the mornings and I'm live during that time. If you follow me, guess what? You already know that one of the things that I tell people all the time, you can sell a product and not use it, but you believe in it. So McDonald's is a good example of that. Huggies diapers is a good example of that. Those CEOs don't actually use those products, but they sell those products because you need those products. So you can believe that it works for somebody else. It doesn't mean that you personally have to have used the product. If I sold a product for, I don't know, some type of high blood pressure or cholesterol, I don't have those problems. Thank God, not yet, hopefully never, but I could sell it to other people who do have that problem. And so you want to keep in mind, it's to solve other people's problems. Are you following me? Yes or yes. Now, one of the things I tell my clients, and I want to share this with you. I love your question, Leslie. I love your question about, how do I close? How do I close? I think, I'm messing up on the close. I'm going to help you with that. But the first thing you need to do is get your mindset right. You want to say affirmations, prayers, scriptures, whatever you believe daily. It's an ongoing thing. You've got to believe in yourself. You got to say, I'm a woman of great power. I'm an influencer. I'm a top speaker. Whatever you believe to be true, even if it's not the reality today, you believe it with your mindset. You can see it. You got to see it before you see it, and you got to seek it before you see it. You follow me? So think about how you would act. Think about how you would speak. If you were already a multi-millionaire or a multi-billionaire, think about the differences, right? How would you dress? How would you show up on camera? Like, how many friends would you have? Like, all of these things are important. And so when I go live like this every Wednesday night, I'm prepared to talk in front of 10,000 people. I'm just imagining I'm on the stage. I'm talking to 10,000 people. What that looks like for me. I get excited about it. I'm prepared for it. And so I keep practicing and practicing until that's my reality. Make sense? So yes, I'm nervous. Somebody said I'm nervous all the time. Me too. I know people think you're not nervous because you do it all the time, but you still are kind of nervous, so expect to be nervous and embrace the feeling of change. It should feel different. Everything we do should be different. When you went on your first job, it felt crazy. You were nervous. You didn't know the exits. You didn't know where the break room was. You were nervous. Okay, when you went on the first date, you was like, oh my gosh, what type of food am I going to, order off the menu? Because I don't order things that are messy. So if I'm going on a date, I'm not going to order spaghettis. I'm not going to order any type of pasta that's messy. Okay, especially the Alfredo. So my dad loves Olive Garden. So I lost my father October the 11th of 2024. and he loves Olive Garden. He used to get this Alfredo pasta. Oh my gosh, that Alfredo pasta was all over his mouth, and I just couldn't take it. I can't even do it. And so that's not a food that I would purchase if I was on a date. I need something real simple, easy to eat. And so you're nervous about everything that you're doing. Owning a business, running a business, using social media, meeting people online, closing the deal is a part of the process. And most people stop in the process. And so, but not you and not me. Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So double tap that screen, say, hey, Jerusha. If you're joining me for the very first time, we don't want to, If you're joining me for the very first time, say, yes, I'm a newbie, Jerusha. I'm a newbie. I'm going to share the broadcast. So I'm on TT. I'm going to share the broadcast. Sharing is caring. When I share, you share. That's how we change the world. So we want to make sure we get people in the room on TT as well as my YT, FB, and IG accounts. I know all of you are in my personal account, but that's cool. I see you guys every Wednesday because I love my people. Hashtag to the pretty people. All right, so we're going to make sure they know help is available, because this is the part people get stuck on, is the close. This is the part people get stuck on, is the close. So yes. All right, so let's do this. So we're going to get into what you would say to close a deal. Everyone wants to be great, right? Yes. You got to have that mindset. She said it right. Mindset shift. You got to have that mindset shift, and you got to shift quickly, because everyone wants to be great. Here's the truth. Greatness never goes on sale. You have to pay full price. It's never on sale. Your company may run promotions, but greatness, discipline, growth, that's going to cost you. If it was free, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be excellent. Everybody would be successful. It's going to cost you something. Time, money, you're going to put it into your business. And so when you are willing to learn a skill, you become unstoppable. I'm always trying to learn and be connected to the right people so that I'm growing. The moment that you stop, you might as well be good as dead. You might be a part of the walking dead. Yes, you exist, but you're not living. Yes, you're here, but you're not having fun. And so the goal is to have fun and make funds. Clock it. You better write that down. Say, Jerusha said the goal is for you to have fun and make funds. That's the goal, right? So let's go over how you're going to close more deals. First of all, I'm going to share my screen. Yes, you can screenshot. Tell your business bestie, Jerusha's live, and she's telling us how to close the deals. So you want them to move forward, right? Yes or yes. Put in the chat if you want them to move forward. They've seen your product, or they've seen your services or opportunity. They've already been exposed to what you have. So we're talking about somebody, you've shown them what's possible. You've explained, their next level. You explained how they could get started. All that is already taken care of. Now you just need them to sign the papers. Now you just need them to go through the process, right? That's what you need. And you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And you're like, I already text them. I already told them. I text them. I told them. I emailed them. And you're still waiting. Okay, we're going to move the needle forward today. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. She said, thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate you. Here we go. Number one, the money objection. To me, this is probably your biggest thing you need to handle and get strong with. This is probably the one that stops most people, because you are afraid to talk about money. You feel guilty because you don't make a certain amount of money. You're trying to tell other people how to make money, but you're still learning how to make money. And so people always say, I don't have the money. I'm trying to get the money. And you're afraid to talk about money. Well, we should make ourselves very comfortable talking about money, because we all need it for whatever we need it for. And so when someone gives you this, I don't have the money, most people don't know what to say next. That's where I come in. Now, if you are part of my 3-day ride business course or my 6-month coaching program, I give you a workbook. And in that workbook, you have the top 10 ways to overcome and handle objections. Most people just don't know what to say. When someone says, I don't have the money, what you typically say is, okay, let me know when you have it. What you typically say is, okay, that's okay. I understand. What you typically say is, just let me know when you do. That's not going to help you close the deal. Okay. What you want to do is You want to find out where they are in the process. Now, there are several ways to do it. So I'm giving you 2 responses that you can screenshot right now. First of all, when someone says they don't have the money, you can say, if you want to change your circumstances, how are you going to get the money? And you pause and you wait for it. The person who speaks first loses. The person who's talking the most loses. And you're going to encourage that person. I believe you're going to figure it out. So when I'm talking to clients and they want to get in my 6-month coaching program, or they want to get into my 3-day ride business course, and the 3-day ride is $397, and they say, well, I don't have the money. My question is going to be, if you want to change your circumstances, how are you going to get the money? And pause, wait for it, wait for it. It doesn't matter what it is, your travel services, your lotions, potions, pots, pans, your calendars, your real estate, whatever it is, you can ask a question and wait for it. They have to respond. I believe you're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out if they want it. There's no such thing. Yes, Mr. Frank in the building. Mr. Frank in the building. Mr. Frank, I so appreciate you. Make sure you follow Mr. Frank. If you're on TT, please make sure Mr. Frank has a business. Yes, he has a business, as a digital business. He has a calendar. He has all these things going on. Please make sure you show the love to Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank in the building. Yes, please show some love to Allison. Allison in the building. Miss Latasha in the building. Please show the love to the people in the building. And so we want to make sure we share the love. Thank you so much. If you're on FB, you can support with the stars. TT, you just double tap the screen and get your daily heartbeat. Another way that you can handle, I don't have the money for your calendar. I don't have the money to start the digital products. I don't have the money to start in affiliate marketing. I don't have the money to purchase the health and wellness product, the supplements that I actually need. I don't have the money for your hair care product. I don't have the money. You know, you've heard this before. You can say, totally understand. You're welcome. Totally understand. Let me ask you this. Would you rather stay where you are financially or find a way to change it? Or write that down. Another way that I like to say is, it's funny because if nothing changes, right? So if you're expressing you want to make more money, it's going to cost you. Yes, I'm on YT. Yes, I'm streaming through TT StreamYard. That's why it looks different. I don't think they actually like it when I don't know. Yes, I am on YT. I'm on YT and I'm in my private community FB. So yes. So what you want to do is when someone is talking about money, I like to do it this way. Okay. I like to do it this way. I like to say, no matter what the price is, if it's my course, if it's my coaching program, I like to ask, well, let me ask you this. How far away are we? Wait for it. Wait for it. Listen, I'll say it again so you can write this down. I like to say, they say, oh, that's too much, or I don't have the money yet, or I'll have it next Friday, or whatever they say pertaining to the money and getting started. I like to say, how far away are we? Because if I tell you it's $397 and you say you don't have the money, how far away are we? Because this is going to change your circumstances in terms of your finances, your marketing, your branding. How far away are we? Most people have something. So maybe they're going to say we're $100 away. Maybe they're going to say we're $200 away. Maybe they're going to say we're $300 away. But that lets you know how to move forward. So these are ways that you can actually ask them what's next. You're going to leave it in their hands. That way you're not begging. That way you don't feel awkward. You don't feel guilty, because why would I feel guilty if I'm going to help you? This is the cost. Once you've expressed, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Once you've expressed how important it is, they understand, they've seen your presentation, then be quiet. The person who talks the most loses. Say business coach Jerusha said, whoever speaks first loses. So you operate from abundance. Even if you're building, all of you are new in this community. Even if you're building, you operate out of abundance. It's not what you see, it's what you believe. Write that down. Operate out of your imagination, right? Not your memory. Fear and faith cannot reside in the same place. And so I can't remember what someone told me is that they said, whatever you can imagine is real. Write that down. Say business coach Jerusha said, whatever you can imagine is real. So you're going to operate out of your imagination, not your memory. It doesn't matter that you didn't make a sale yesterday. It doesn't matter that you're not a millionaire yet. It doesn't matter that it doesn't matter. It matters what you believe. You're following me? Okay, good. And so this is the ways that I teach my clients. And there are like so many ways to do this to close the sale. This is why you don't close the sale, because you're afraid of talking to the people. You're afraid of saying what I'm telling you works. And so we're going to change that tonight. The next one is, yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. The next one is, I want to think about it. How many of you heard people say, okay, I want to think about it. I'm just trying to make sure. I want to think about it. I want to think about it. You want to ask, what you thinking about? I found you, coach. Oh, okay. Hey, you want to know what you're thinking about. Everybody, what are you thinking about? So when someone says to you, you show them your calendar, you showed them your digital product, you've showed them your community, who they're going to be working with, you've shown them the opportunity, and they say, can I think about it? You're like, what is there to think about? But here's how you want to handle that. Absolutely. What specifically are you thinking about? I want to make sure you have clarity. I want to make sure you have clarity, because most people are not making decisions because they're not clear. They don't actually know it's going to help them. Because when you are for sure, right? You have a definitive answer. You know this is going to help you. You're going to figure it out. Most people hesitate because they're not sure if this opportunity is for them. They have questions. They're not sure if this product is going to work for them. They have questions. So your job as the CEO of your own company, your job is to say, what specifically are you thinking about? I want to make sure you have clarity, because you don't want them like, I'm just thinking about what? You're thinking about the process. You're thinking about how long the product is going to, work for you. What are you thinking about? Most people are thinking about, number one, money. That's what they're thinking about. How am I going to have the money? How am I going to come up with the money? That's what they're thinking about. Very few people are thinking about the process, because you told them, I'm going to train you. I'm going to coach you, or my upline, my downline, my mentor, or my business coach is going to train you. So they know the process of you're going to get trained, just like on a job. Even though you can go for a job, you don't know how to run that particular business, right? And so when you go for an interview, you get the job, they're going to train you. Same thing applies when you have a business or when you are introducing people to an opportunity. They're going to be trained. So another way that you can handle the I want to think about it would be, of course, I love to say, perfect. Sometimes you want to make sure you're in agreement with the person, because you don't want to appear combative. You don't want to appear like, you're on their neck about starting tonight. You want to be cool, calm, and collective, baby. You got so many people that want to work with you. You have so many people that are signing up with you. You have so many people that are purchasing from you. You don't want to be desperate for one person, right? So you do want to make sure that you come off confident, not arrogant, but you want to be confident. You want to believe it. Of course, just so I can support you. What would you need to feel confident moving forward? Okay. What would you need to feel confident moving forward? You want to know they thinking about it. What would help us make that decision right now? What is it that's stopping you in this moment? What is your hesitation? Where do you see yourself once you get started? You need to make sure you're constantly asking questions, not saying you'll be great. You should get started. The product is going to work. Stop saying that. You want to make sure that person understands they're going to be supported. Yes. But that person understands that you want to do it with them, but you're going to do it without them. It's very important to almost be like, you know what? I want to do this with you. I'm going to the top. I want to do it with you, but I will do it without you. It's very important that you say, you know what? Yes, you can certainly think about it. Of course. No problem. Sure. Just so I can support you better, what would you need to feel confident moving forward? Because a lot of times they're just saying, I'm thinking about it because they have another question. And sometimes people don't even know the question. They just know they have a question. They're not sure about something. So you're always going to bring it back to clarity, not delay. People don't achieve goals by being interested. They achieve goals by being committed. So when people say, I don't even know if I'm going to be successful. We don't. But we also don't know that you're going to fail. You have a 50-50 chance, and it comes to you. It comes down to you. What are you going to do? Are you following me? Yes or yes? Say, this is good. Yes, you think long, you think wrong. That's right. You got that right. Baby, these people thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and think. Baby, you don't think yourself out of it, and now you're not doing nothing. And the whole time you wasting time when you could have gotten started. I'd rather get started and at least I'm moving than to stay still. I at least want to bet on myself. Another way that you can get people to move forward and close the deal, I need to talk to my significant other. How many people you know that are married or have a significant other and they say, oh, I need to talk to this person. Oh, I got to go ask this person. They got to go ask everybody in creation if they should start a business. They got to go ask everybody in creation, have they used this product? They got to go ask everybody in creation why would you go ask somebody who hasn't done it? Why would you go ask somebody who's not successful? Why would you go ask that person, right? So when people say, I need to talk to my significant other, nothing's wrong with that. I get it. Actually, when I first got introduced to my first business, I told the young lady, I already knew I was going to get started. I told the young lady, hey, I'm going to need to talk. Yeah, to my significant other, right? And she says, oh, I don't have to ask my significant other to get started. I remember that to this day. And that actually turned me off because I'm like, how dare you? You don't know the structure of my home. You don't know my circumstances. You think it's about asking for permission from somebody? It's not. It's making sure we're on one accord, but you don't have that in your household. And so you want to make sure that when you're speaking to people, you don't offend people, right? But you give them a reason to think about what they're saying. So when someone says, I need to talk to somebody else, I need to talk to my mother, I need to talk to my significant other, I need to talk, you just immediately agree. See, people don't expect you to agree. They expect for you to be defensive, like about everything because it's your product, it's your business. You're going to say, I respect that. I understand that. That's perfect. You are excited. You're smiling about it, even if it's on the phone. I respect that. What do you think you're going to say? Because they can't remember the whole presentation that you gave them. They can't remember all the details about the product and what the product is going to do. They can't remember all the information about the opportunity. They're not going to remember. So you can ask them, I respect that. I get it. So tell me what you think you're going to say. They don't even know. And it's a lot of times what happens is they don't even remember 30%, if 30%, Google it, of what you said. People forget instantly. They only retain 30% of what you told them. They don't know the 70%. Another way, hey, the goat in the building. I need you to double tap that screen. Get me to at least 1,000 on TT. Double tap that screen. So another way that you can handle is, let's do this. What part of this would they have questions about? So we can, get you prepared. We want to make sure. Now, what I teach my clients is bring your spouse with you. If you and your spouse got to make a decision, or you and your mother, you and your sister, whomever it is, y'all got to make a decision together. Bring that person to the presentation. Bring that person to the Zoom. Bring that person to the meeting. Bring that person. Okay, let us three-way that person. We need to make sure that person gets the same information that you receive so they can see the vision. But you going back trying to tell the person is not going to work because you're not going to remember but 30% of what I actually said. Even tonight in this training, you're going to remember 30% of what I said. You're helping them think, not avoid, right? Sometimes you need a coach, you need a mentor, or an environment to grow. You need that. And sometimes that requires investment. I believe investing in myself, courses, classes, masterminds, seminars. I believe in investing in yourself. Make sense? Yes or yes? Oh, this is my favorite one. Thank you so much. She says, what about if they say, I don't know how to sell? That's my favorite one. Yes. This is my favorite one. Okay, let's address this one. Okay. This is my favorite. When people say, I don't know how to sell, I'm not a salesperson. I love it. Thank you so much for double tapping that screen. The goats, please do me a favor. Can you share the broadcast? Can you please, the goat, share the broadcast so we can get more people in the room? Come on in the room. All right. So this is my favorite one in how you're going to close more sales with confidence is to understand how to handle objections. And one of the things that people like to say is, I am not a salesperson. Now, I don't know why people say that because we're all in sales. You're selling yourself every day. When you went on that date the other day, you were selling yourself to that young man. You were selling yourself to that young lady, right? We're all in sales all the time. And so once you believe something, you're selling it. And so you have to ask yourself, do I believe in this product? Am I 100% on board with this opportunity or this service? So when someone says, I'm not a salesperson, I could never go live, I could never do what you do, everything is perfect. The first thing I'm going to say, perfect. This isn't about being salesy. It's about sharing. Can you share something you love? You go share restaurants that you love. All of you that go out to dinner and then you show us the restaurant, you show us your food. Look at you selling. Look at you. Look at God. Look at God. Look at you selling. You're selling that restaurant and they don't even give you a commission. You're selling that experience when you go out on vacation or whatever, and they didn't even give you a commission. And so we're all in sales. Every day you're doing it. You're selling your spouse on why you need to do whatever you need to do. Your children, you're selling your children on why they need to make good grades. You are all in sales. So once you wrap your mind around it and you shift the way that you are thinking, you need that mindset shift. I'm a salesperson. When I meet people and I say, well, how are you? What type of business do you have? What do you sell? They'll say, I don't sell anything. I'm an author. So you don't sell your books. What? So you just told me, I say, what is it that you sell? You said, I'm not a salesperson. You said, I'm an author. Do authors have to sell their books? So how are you doing that? So you're a salesperson. So yes, understand we're all in sales. And the moment that you embrace it, it's going to be so much easier for you to close the deal. It's going to be so much easier for you to close more people. As soon as someone says, I'm not in sales, I say, good, because people don't like it. People don't like to be sold to. They like to buy. They like connection. And that's it. I always tell people that's perfect. That's great. That's good. Because people not looking to be sold to, they are looking to buy. They get on social media, they want to buy. They want to make the connection. And you do it already every day. It takes courage to move people forward. You want a client today? You want customers today? You want connections today? You've got to move people forward. You have to ask. Yes, you can do it. I promise you. You're courageous enough. You already started a business. You're courageous enough. I want to see that power. I want to see that bold you. Our current results don't reflect who we are. They reflect who we were. So don't worry about the girl yesterday. Worry about that girl today. Okay. You can be powerful, but you can't be pitiful and powerful at the same time. My dad used to say it all the time. Which one are you going to be? You're going to be powerful today or you're going to be pitiful today? But you cannot be both. So connections is the answer. Thank you so much. Double tap that screen. If you're on TT, I definitely need you to double tap that screen. Please share the broadcast. If you're on TT, please share the broadcast. If you're on FB, let me see, share the live. Okay. If you are on TT, share the live, double tap the screen. Share the live. Share the live. Write this down. You got to know Miss Cita, C-I-T-A. Okay. You got to get to know Miss Cita, like Miss Rita. Connection is the answer. Miss Cita, C-I-T-A. Connection is the answer. You must engage with the people that's connecting with the people. You're going to reach out to the people daily that's connecting with the people. You're going to talk to the people that's connecting with the people. Okay. You got to get to know Miss Cita. Connection is the answer. That's how your business grow, is through connections. Some people say networking is still connections. You got it? Now, here's one more. I'll do one or two more and I got to go. What if it doesn't work? Now, we hear this all the time when people are like, well, what is it? What if it doesn't work? What if it does? What if I fail? What if you don't? What if I don't make any money? What if you do? Like you have a 50-50 chance. So are you going to go around saying, is the glass half empty or half full? The choice is yours. We all make choices. So what are you going to decide in your mind today? Okay. What are you going to put in your mind today? Because you're in control of it. What are you going to do? Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. If you're in my private community, please share the broadcast. Double tap that screen. I'd love to celebrate you. If you have a business, all of my business owners, if you have a business, I'd love to celebrate you. All you got to do is put the word business in the chat so we can celebrate our business owners. Thank you so much for the love. Yes, yes. So you say, yes, Darusha, I see you. I see you. I appreciate you. All right, so do me a favor. Here we go. I'm going to make sure. Water in the building. Water has a business. How you doing, Miss Water? Okay. Leroy in the building. Hey, Leroy, how you doing? Leroy has a business. Is it Shama? Shama in the building. Hey, how you doing, gorgeous? Want to make sure I get all my business owners in my community a personal shout out, because that's what we do, because we're the pretty people. Hashtag pretty people. I don't want to leave anybody behind. We want to give you your recognition every single time I go live. I recognize the business owners because you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Yes, you're doing a good job. Miss Alicia in the building. Hey, Miss Alicia. Connie is in the building. Hey, Connie, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. All right. So, yes, this is good. I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you. If you're on FB, you can support with the stars. If you're on FB, you can support with the stars. Let me know in the chat. Am I explaining this where you can use it today? My goal is to give you actionable business tips that you can use right now. Yes, Wanda in the building. How you doing, Wanda? Yes, Maggie in the building. How you doing, Maggie? Renita in the building. Hey, Miss Renita. Thank you for the double taps on TT. I appreciate you on TT. All right. I just want to make sure that you got it. Yes. Okay. What if it doesn't work? I'm going to tell you right now, what if it does? The moment you start saying, well, what if it doesn't work? Confronting the doubt objection. It works if you work it. It works if you get a mentor. It works if you get a coach. It works if you get a system. It works. The question is, are you going to work it? If other people are successful, it works. That means you got to learn something differently. You got to learn a skill. It works. So here's what I would say. What if it does work? Where could it take you? Ask a question. I don't know if it's going to work. I see people. Is social media a scam? Is Facebook a scam? Is Instagram a scam? Is TikTok a scam? I just don't know if it'll work for me, right? So this is what I would say. Let me ask you this. Are you willing to stay where you are if nothing changes? Right now, if you don't change anything, are you excited about your future? Right now, if you don't change anything, are you excited about your finances? Right now, if you don't change anything, are you excited about your legacy? Okay, well, let's not change. You see the difference? It's fine. If you are excited, baby, I'm ecstatic. So let me ask you this. If nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So if you don't change anything right now, are you happy? Most people are saying, no, I'm not happy. That's why I'm looking for a product. No, I'm not happy. That's why I'm looking for the services. No, I'm not happy. That's why I'm looking for an opportunity. Exactly. So when can we move forward? Let's go. So let me ask you this. Are you willing to stay where you are if nothing changes? It's so easy to ask a question and wait for it. Let me tell you most people's problems. You're so eager. You're so excited. And I love that you are on a high. I love that you are ready to help people and show them your products and your services. I'm excited for you to do that, but you got to calm down. You don't want to seem too anxious. You definitely don't want to seem like you are just looking for the sale, looking for the booking. You definitely don't want to appear like you're just money hungry. You want to just relax. The right people will be attracted to you. Understand you're going to have to obviously use these objection handlings because some people really do have questions. Some people are really on the fence. They're excited, but they have questions. So if someone says, what if it doesn't work? You have to be ready to ask the question, what if it does work? Can you imagine yourself in a new home? Can you imagine yourself being debt-free? Can you imagine yourself sending your children to colleges of their choices or schools? Can you imagine, helping your parents? You've got to give them the vision because a lot of people can't see it. But when you allow them to see it through you, that it's possible. Say it's possible. Here's some stories. Here's what people have done. Here's how people have changed their circumstances. But you got to be willing to move. Thank you so much. Double tap that screen. We're talking about how to handle the closing with confidence, and we're handling objections so you can close more deals. So my question is, are you committed long after the excitement has gone? Most people listen to my trainings and they get excited. They get motivated. They go through my courses and my coaching program. They're excited. They're motivated. And then tomorrow comes and then the excitement dies, because motivation is an everyday thing. You have to get motivated every day, right? You need to be inspired. You're not tired. You're just not inspired. So when you see other people doing it, you get inspired, you start doing it. But motivation by itself doesn't work. Motivation is something you do every day, just like taking a shower. You got to be committed, not just interested. What I find on social media, people are interested. They're not committed. Those are two different things. And what that means is commitment means when I'm tired, I still do it. When I don't feel like it, I still do it. Hot, cold, doesn't matter. When I don't have, all the audience that I want, I still do it. If you don't make all the sales, you still do it. That's commitment. That's belief. When you're interested and you're just motivated when somebody motivates you, when you're interested, you do it when it's convenient. When you're committed, you do it when it's an inconvenience. You do it when you feel like you don't have the time. You make the time. So you find that on social media, everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but you can only find people who are interested and very few are committed. The people that are committed are real entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is not cut out for everybody. I know people say that online, grow a business, start a business, but somebody has to be a doctor, a teacher, a counselor. Somebody has to do those things. So entrepreneurship is not for everybody. I know in the society that we live in, I do think you should have residual income or you should have passive income. I do think you should invest. It doesn't mean you got to have a business, right? So I do think you have multiple streams of income. Now, here's another thing that I hear people say, and this is how you're going to close the deal. I'm not good at social media. So you letting that stop you? Because you're going to say, I'm not good at social media. I'm not good at social media. Thank you for the taps. Double tap that screen, share the broadcast. I'm not good at social media. I've learned things and skills on how to use social media. Am I an expert at social media? No, I'm not. So if that's going to stop you from starting a business, then yeah, we don't need to get started because it requires you to learn a skill. Even if we were offline, you still have to learn a skill. So you have to be willing to learn. So let me ask you, if I could teach you a skill set, can you learn? When someone says, I'm not good at social media, I'm going to say, let me ask you, if I could teach you a skill set, can you learn? They're going to say yes. Okay, well, let's get started. So now I've eliminated that problem. Let's get started. Here's another way on the screen. You can screenshot this. Here's another way to handle the people that say, I don't know how to use social media. I'm not tech savvy. That's exactly why this works. We teach you step by step. You don't have to figure it out by yourself. That's why you have free trainings available. That's why people are coaching how to use TT. People are coaching how to use FB. People are coaching how to do YT. You're not doing it by yourself. Social media is a tool. We can all learn this tool, right? Use a tool. Don't be a fool. Another way that you can handle it is you don't have to be good. You just have to be willing. Skill comes from consistency. I'm looking for the willing to. If I could teach you a skill, could you learn? You're willing to learn, you're my people. You're willing to grow, you're my people. I don't even hang around people who are not willing to grow. You're not my people. Hashtag to the pretty people. If you're not willing to be stretched, you're not my people. At the end of the day, we're not going to be too close of friends because you're not growing. And I got to be attached to people who are pushing me. I got to be attached to people and connected to people who are doing great things. I got to see people moving in a different direction. That's what gets me excited. You can't come around me and not get excited. You can't come around me and not learn. You can't come around me and not scale. You can't even do it. Energy is transferable and energy is contagious. Write this down. God has given all of us the power. And power doesn't just mean turn on the power, right? So even though like we have the power for electricity, we got to go to the light switch and flip it on, right? You have to flip the switch with the power, but you also have the power within you already. So every day you got to flip the switch, just like electricity. It's there, but nothing happens until you act on it. So I could sit right here and the light switch and I could say, please turn the light on. Is anything going to happen? If I just use my words, I want to be successful, but I don't act on it. I want to be a millionaire, but I don't act on it. I'm going to tell the light switch right now. Let's see if it goes. Hey, light switch, please turn on. I'm on the other side of the room. Let me see if you can just magically turn on. It can't. I got to act on it. I got to move. I got to flip the switch. That is what happens in business. You got to flip the switch. You got to start acting on it. God gave it to you. He gave you the vision. Yes or yes. He did. He didn't give me the vision. He gave me my vision. He gave you your vision. He didn't call all us together and say, hey, everybody, here's your vision together. No, he gave you a personal vision of what you can do. If he gave it to you, he's going to provide for you. And so every time I see a vision of myself doing some things that I'm like, oh my gosh, that scares me, I get excited. I'm like, okay, he gave me the vision. I got to walk it out. I got to act on it. I got to flip the switch. I got to act on it. He gave you the vision and he gave you the tools and he gave you the opportunity. You got to now move something. So here's the deal. The answers to all of your problem is connections. You got to make the connections. Connections is it. So you're going to get contacts on social media. You're going to get customers. You're going to make connections. You're going to follow up. You're going to build a business. You're going to do it scared. You're going to do all those things every single day. The power is already in you. All you have to do is switch it. Flip the switch. Now you have to just use everything that I've given you. Don't just screenshot it and say, oh, that was a great class. And you just screenshot it and went away. No. Yes, you can screenshot it. And you just went away. Oh, yeah, that was great. Yes, the power shift. You have the power. Flip the switch. Take action. Build the business. You can do it. Build the business. I'm over here cheering for you. I'm over here celebrating with you. I'm over here every Wednesday night in my community answering your business questions because I want to see you do it. I'm excited for your success. Yes. And so if this was valuable, share this with your business bestie. Double tap the screen. Share the broadcast. Because guess what? When I share, you share. That's how we change the world. Knowledge is the new rich. Knowledge is the new rich. I want to see you do it. And so let me say this. Every Wednesday night, I'm here just for you. If at some point you're like, all right, Jerusha, I'm tired of playing games. Message me and say, Jerusha, I'm in your community. I've been playing games. I'm ready. And so we can get you started. Let's get this party started right. And so I'm excited for my TT family, my YT family. Please make sure you subscribe to my YT, my IG, my FB. All the families are in the building. I'm excited for you. All you have to do is flip the switch. The switch, flip it. Every day I have to flip the switch. Every day mentally. Jerusha, you can. It's possible. Let's go. Hey, Gina in the building. Miss Gina in the building. Hello. She's a dog behaviorist, is in the building. She has a business. We celebrate our business owners. Every time a business owner come into the room, put the word business in the chat so we can recognize you. Thank you so much. Yes, I have a question for you, Gina. So message me. So whenever I use the stream key from TT, it's a different thing that's happening. So yes, message me. I definitely want to make sure my audience here understand every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, I will answer your questions. I will answer you privately or I will teach on that subject. Oh, look at that. Flip the switch. It's automated. Okay, we'll do. I will answer your questions privately or I will teach on that subject. This was one of the subjects that needed to be taught in how to close more deals with confidence. When you start closing deals, okay, you will become so confident, you want to talk to people every day. You want to make the connection every day. When you start feeling good about it, you're no longer afraid to share your product, your service, your opportunity. You're no longer afraid of what people might think about you. You get so excited when you're able to help people with your product or your services. You want to tell the world, you want to scream it to the top of your lungs. And that's how I feel. When I help somebody, I'm like, yes, they're seeing results in their businesses. Yes, they're making sales. And so if you want to work directly with me, put RIDE in the chat. I give my clients a workbook of ways to handle objections, the top 10 ways to do it. And it's in my voice. So it's not just a PDF. I actually live this. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And so when I share, I guarantee my work. I guarantee these are the best ways to handle those objections. And so do me a favor. Please make sure you follow if you're not currently following. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Please make sure you follow. Share this with your business bestie. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Hit the bell. So when I go live, you get that notification. Please hit the bell so you can get that notification. I'm just thankful that grace and mercy follow me. I'm Jerusha, and I'll see you on the page. I'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I am streaming in multiple places so that I can share with you what is possible. And handling objections with confidence is possible. Anybody can learn the skill. Talisha in the building. Yes, thank you so much, Nicole. Nicole in the building. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, yes. If you're joining me for the first time, make sure you follow. If you love to learn, I love to teach. Maggie Day in the building. Hey, Maggie Day, how you doing? Good to see you. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you. She said this was a great class. Marsha in the building. Hey, Marsha, how you doing? I'll see you next Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy. Have a great day.